Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Fire Me channel. Today we are going to be adding to our $1 million portfolio with a share of Delta Airlines. Now Delta is a best of breed company, just like JP Morgan is the best of breed for the banking sector. Delta is the best of breed for the airlines. Now I really like Delta for three reasons. Number one, because it is the best of breed. Number two, and probably most importantly right now, they don't have any exposure to Boeing, in particular the 737 MAX. The rest of the airlines do, so the issues with Boeing haven't weighed on Delta whatsoever. Some of the other airlines like Southwest, who have a higher exposure to the 737 MAX, have felt the impacts of that, but not Delta, so that's kind of one of the key things I really like about it. Another thing I really like about Delta as well is it trades in a very predictable trading range, usually between $50 and $60. And even at the high end of the range, it's a relatively cheap stock. But if it's trading around 60 and you don't really want to get in at those levels, if you just wait a while, it usually does drift down towards 50 and then kind of goes back and forth. It hasn't really broken out from that $60 mark. I thought it would, with the market being so hot in the last few months, but it does seem to stick between the $50 and $60 range. Now, the third reason why I really like this stock is because of the low price to earnings multiple. So this is probably, in my opinion, one of the best deals as a value investor you can get. The price to earnings multiple is quite low. I think it's even lower than quite a few of their peers that aren't even as good as this airline. And that gives you a lot of protection if the market goes down. So it's already trading at a relatively low valuation, so there's not a huge downside if the market does flip on us. But we are going to be buying this for a long-term hold. It is going to be one of the pillars of our portfolio for this $1 million portfolio challenge. So let's go ahead and make the trade, and as always we're going to be using the Wealthsimple trade platform. All right, we're going to purchase one share of Delta today. It's gotten close to our entry point target. So Delta Airlines, we are going to buy one share of Delta. Do limit buy one share. Oops, sorry. Limit price we will do 53.75. We will buy one share of that. Confirm the order. All right, that only took a few seconds. The price dipped down to our limit order price of $53.75, and we now have bought one share of Delta Airlines. Now this is the third stock in our pillars of our $1 million portfolio, and we will try to pick up some Apple, I think, next, and maybe Chevron. All right, looks like we just got our share of Delta Airlines. That was a relatively easy process, once again, with the Wealthsimple trade platform. We're doing this all through the online app, or through our app on their phone. And really, this is a great way for new investors with not a whole lot of money to get going. No commission charges. There's other platforms as well available, but this is the one we're using for the channel. And anyways, give the video a like, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video.